Welcome to Taiwanica. If you're looking for a podcast that is fun, deep, and insightful about the cultures in Taiwan and the USA, you're in the right place. This power couple tells real-life stories and cold hard facts while bringing you chill vibes, funny jokes, and special points of view that you can't find anywhere else. Now, your hosts, Anita and Eric.
This is episode 34, talking about old people. Welcome to Taiwanica. My name is Eric. I am one of the hosts here on Taiwanica podcast. Your life coach, your amazing talker, and also your friend. With me today is the one and only Anita. Hi, Anita.
Hi, everybody. I am one of the hosts on Taiwanica and also an amazing teacher, an amazing talker, your life coach about building a healthy relationship, and also your friend. What's up, everybody?
Was that your 65-year-old voice, or are you just tired to see us?
A little bit of both.
All right. So today we have a very fun new topic that we're going to do. Usually on Taiwanica podcast, what we like to do is discuss cultural perspectives that are different between Taiwan and the USA. But today we're going to twist it up a little bit and talk about just people specifically in each of our countries. Not just people, but some of our favorite kind of people, the ones that have been sticking around in our lives for a long time. Yeah, so we're going to talk about some of these elderlies today.
Awesome.
So would you like to start, Anita?
People in Taiwan, absolutely.
All right, let us hear it.
All right, so I have to say this first, okay? We usually will separate those old people with other old people. And my grandpa and my grandma, we usually don't mess with grandpa and grandma.
Oh,
right?
okay. So you're saying that you're going to talk about old people except
for your grandpa and grandma.
Got it. Okay. So if you're listening, grandma, grandpa, this is not about you.
Not about you. Definitely not about you.
Okay, gotcha. So let's talk about everybody else.
All right. The first thing first, they will usually ride a very, very small scooter.
Oh, okay.
For some reason. And their scooter is always like 50 cc's or something like that.
Oh, wow. So it goes like...
Yeah, very slow.
Like a turtle could be faster.
Yes. And they love doing recycling.
Oh.
They'll go on the street doing like treasure hunting, pick up boxes, plastic bottles, and bring it back home.
It's really interesting how old people love doing that.
I don't know either. I really don't know.
Yeah, because in the USA, old people really love collecting cans and then going to the
cans.
Yes, because you can recycle cans in the USA and get a 5-cent return. So if you collect, for example, 100 cans, you get $5.
Wow.
Yeah, so old people love doing that.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's pretty much the same. The reason why Taiwanese old people like doing that because I don't know how much you can get back by doing the recycling, but I remember the paper is like they will weight.
Oh.
Yeah, like 1 kilogram is like I don't know, $1, $2, or $3 like that. So that's why they're collecting all the papers or plastic bottles or metal, like can, like you say, can. They were collecting them, but they are in a obsessive level.
Yeah, you'll see like in Taiwan the amas, the older ladies on those scooters dragging cardboard boxes that are huge. And they sometimes the cardboard will like fly off the scooter and like totally cause a traffic accident or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're crazy. They're passionate.
They said their new life passion after retirement.
They're cardboard happy. Yeah.
Yes. So that's definitely one. And the second one is they will always ask you the same question over and over and over again.
You gonna have a baby yet? You gonna have a baby yet?
Are you getting married yet?
Where's my grandchild?
Yeah. Oh, if I have a baby, when are you going to have the second one?
Yes.
If you have a boy, are you going to
You're
have a
gonna
girl?
Have a boy? Are you gonna have a girl?
If you have a girl, do you want to have a boy?
More children? When?
Yeah, exactly. All around this kind of topic. So, oh, what's your job? Oh, is that a really good job? Oh, is your husband? Oh, is your husband's job good? Oh, are you going to have more kids? Oh, are you sure you're going to send your kids to daycare?
When are you coming home?
Yeah, things like this. All around family.
Yeah.
All around family.
Family is the most important in Taiwan.
It is the most important things in Taiwan.
That's
Definitely,
right.
for sure.
That's right. That is the crucial part. And so in USA, it's definitely not like that.
Oh, wow.
Grandparents are like these godly people that come to your house. You know, they're considered saints, or just the most annoying people in your family. It depends on the family, but usually it's either saint or annoying person.
I see.
And so if it's a saint, then everyone, they always wonder, where is grandma? Where is grandpa? And then we miss them. And then when they come, it's like, oh,
Yeah,
they
lots
always
of gifts and
exactly. They
stuff.
come with gifts. They come with joy. They come with, giving you lots of things that you're not supposed to have, like sugar or fried chicken or stuff like that.
Exactly.
And so everyone's just so happy to see grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
Or they're the annoying version, which they are kind of like the Taiwanese versions,
Yeah.
like, oh, why are you so fat?
Oh my
Or,
God.
oh man, you used to play soccer, right? Why don't you do that anymore? Yeah, you were pretty bad at it.
Oh, shit.
And so,
Oh, God.
yeah, so they do lots of things like that are just really, surprising. But everyone loves their grandparents in the USA. They always kind of have like that fond memory of that person.
Yeah.
Is it the same in Taiwan?
Yeah, I think there was one thing that the both I'm sorry, I wish I could have more appropriate terms than just old people, but I just cannot think of any. But anyways, the old people in Taiwan and in the USA, I think they have one thing in common.
What's that?
They will be subconsciously or unconsciously or intentionally being
A lot of deep words here. Anita.
racist.
Racist? So are you
Yeah,
just
they-
just trying to beat around the bush that old people are racist?
I don't think they I don't think they are doing it on purpose, but they just sometimes
Okay.
they'll say something. It's like, oh, grandma, don't say that. No.
Oh, yeah. I know one in Taiwan.
What is it?
Oh my gosh, this is the one that always shocks me. It's just like most of Taiwanese grandmas are like, you can marry anyone except black people.
Yes, exactly. They don't like black people. So no, that's not good.
I think
because
that's
their
such a
skin is-
horrible thing to say.
Like I said, their intention wasn't trying to hurt anyone. They just old people for them just like not good.
Yeah,
They
but,
just don't
but
know
it
about
doesn't
this-
make any sense because it's just because they don't know, so don't do it, right?
Yeah, it's that kind of situation. Even like some people, it's even worse. Like don't marry to Aboriginal people because
Yeah.
yeah.
Aboriginal people who are there in Taiwan first, and
they
you're
just,
saying
like-
don't marry them.
No, they always love drinking.
Yes, exactly. They're too happy all the time,
I was like, what's wrong with
and they go to church. Like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with these things?
I really
but
don't
no, you probably know why.
I,
It's because of how they were raised, right?
That's
so
true.
they probably had the perspective from their grandparents
like,
saying
oh,
those
no,
things, like don't do
yeah,
this,
don't do
don't
that.
do that. Which
Yes,
means
yeah,
we are
okay.
learning things from our grandparents that we'll
That's
say
true.
to our grandchildren. Oh no, we have to be very careful. That's a note about all of you youngins out there. Okay. So yeah, that's a very interesting point
Yeah.
though. That in the USA we have the same problem though. There are people who were in wars. And so when they were in wars, and I'm not saying all veterans are racist or anything. It's just there are people who are exposed to different cultures in extreme ways.
Yeah.
And so when they are exposed like this, sometimes they get a wrong impression.
Yeah.
And so you'll hear about people, being racist towards Asians a lot
Your
in
mom.
the USA. Yes.
I wanted to share the story that your mom said.
My mom is a grandma, so she counts. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What do I want to say? Yeah, they like I said, they will be like, and after they say something like really racist, the statement, they were just like, no, just say,
Oh, yes.
Just
yes.
say.
That's the backup. That's like the safety cushion, to avoid the
Say
racist card.
horrible things.
You don't.
first.
Yes.
After the yeah, just saying.
Yeah, just that's a phrase. Just so you know, if you want to ever cover up what you just said,
Yeah, just
you can
just say that.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, white people are just so fat. Just saying, just saying. And it's totally okay
So
for some
funny.
reason.
Yes.
It's not. By the way, it's not okay. But they try to make it okay by saying that. Just saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, but in America, it's definitely focused a lot on Asian people.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we used to have a big thing about African Americans, like focusing on blacks and that culture around that. But we are becoming more aware of how this is not okay.
Yeah.
Quote, hashtag Black Lives Matter. We definitely support that. But for some reason, Asians kind of get this like blurred, like, should we accept you or should we not sort of situation in the USA? And I don't really understand why that is with old people, because Asian people are fantastically friendly.
I think it's pretty much the same situation in Taiwan. Like, we are so different, just from our appearance.
Yeah.
We're so different, white skin and yellow skin, eye color, hair, everything just so different. So we are like, just the human instinct, like, oh my God, this group is so different from my group. Are they going to do the same thing, or are they going to hurt us or something like that? I think this is pretty much the same for those old people who are has a tendency to be racist. They
Yeah.
are very, very traditional
Yeah.
American people.
Very traditional American people.
Yeah, so they didn't expose themselves to like this diversity of the world or like multi-culture or something like that. They more like you have this fear,
Yeah.
like stopping them from accepting different race.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the fear is a very good point. Yeah, about having people emerge in their culture or be a part of their society, whether it's from like who knows, mainland China or Southeast Asia, like Taiwan thinks, and so it's just all about like this idea that old people really want to preserve something, right?
Yeah.
Like preserving their culture, preserving their traditions, and if they have these new people coming in there, maybe the fear of change
Yeah.
is happening.
Don't take my land.
Don't take my well, sure. Or why am I using chopsticks?
It's so convenient, but I don't like it.
Yes, exactly. It's just that any little change from
Yeah.
or big change traditionally or just daily. Old people are pretty stubborn about this sort of conversion.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting about those things. So I want to talk about nice things about old people too. It's not just about bad.
Okay.
So some of the interesting things that a lot of people don't know about the old people in the United States is that they have some interesting hobbies. And so one of the hobbies that old people like to do is to travel around the USA. But they travel in style. And what I mean by that is that they will take these giant RVs. And so just in case you don't know what an RV is, it's a giant bus-looking car, and you can basically live in it. So there's a bed inside, there's a toilet inside, even a kitchen.
Yeah.
And it's great for a little family to roam around the United States on wheels. And so they go there and they park in like these little trailer parks and meet other old people who do the same thing, and then they
And do the barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue,
like,
exactly.
Grilled sandwiches.
talk about America.
Sausage out.
Yes, exactly. USA road trip all the time.
It's fun.
Yeah. So that's something that they really like to do in their free time. Another one is go on cruises. I don't know why old people love being on a giant things, giant RVs and giant boats. And so they'll just go on a cruise like on a continuous basis and go to random places and, classic Hawaiian T-shirts, big sunglasses,
Wow.
sunblock on their nose, making it look super white, and then taking lots of ridiculous photos of the ground or their hand because they don't know how to take a photo.
I thought you were saying nice things
I'm
about
sorry.
people.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't help it. They're just so cute when they do it. Old people are just so cute with phones.
Am I too close?
Exactly. Honey, it's backwards. You're supposed to take a photo of me, not a selfie.
What?
So, yeah. And so one other thing that a lot of people don't know about American old people is that if they do well in their life and they want to move to a community, we got these old folk homes where they could be if their children really don't love them and they want to get them away as soon as possible, they would take them there. But if they have, a decent lifestyle and they want to, live freely, one of the places that Americans usually go is Florida, the state. And then there's just a bunch of old people hanging out in Florida, retired. So if you ever go to Florida and you're wondering, why are there so many old people? It's because they like it there. So they all moved to Florida.
That's their nest now.
It is their nest. It's so true. It's so true. They just...
It's just so cozy and yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then they're like, hello, neighbor. What? It's great. So
it's so hard to just say nice things to old people.
I know, it's great.
We just have to make fun of them.
It's great. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyways, and also another things I've noticed is they are very bad at telling jokes, and they love telling jokes.
Yes, that's so true. Oh, we just heard a really bad dad joke from an old Navy
Oh my god! Yeah.
worker in the like a veteran hall. Anita and I, just to give you some background really quick, we went to a pancake Saturday event near our house, and there's a veterans hall where all the veterans of wars gather together to chit chat and reminisce on the glory days, to remember all the
good old days.
Exactly. And so we went there to get some pancakes. Unfortunately, we were late. No pancakes, but veterans. And so veterans decided to...
Waiting for us.
Yes, they were waiting for us. Oh, welcome. Please come in. Have a piece of pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie.
And some coffee. And we're like, oh, that's so nice. And they were very friendly people.
They are.
But we asked them. So Anita said this. Do you know any good jokes?
Yeah. And because, I feel like they are probably a very good group of people there who are really good at dad jokes.
Yes.
Yeah, so I share mine first, and then they were just like kind of like bouncing back with
All right.
a really good joke.
All right, you got to tell us your dad joke.
My dad joke. All right. It's like a question, all right? So, what animal can be hot and cold at the same time?
What animal?
Hot dog with chili sauce.
That is ridiculous.
See, this is a perfect example. Like, they love telling jokes, but it's not really that funny.
That's why it's called a dad joke.
Yeah.
So, I will tell the Navy SEALs joke. Okay, so there's a guy who used to work on the Navy, and one day, he told us this joke. So this is how the joke goes. One day, there was a guy being pulled over by a policeman, and the guy got pulled over because he had a broken tail light, and that means like the back of his car light was broken. And so he said, "You're gonna have to pay for this." And he told him it's like a lot of money, like over like $5,000 USD. He's like, and he said, "Wait, let me call my dad first."
My son.
Oh, my son, right?
Yeah.
My son first. And he works with dolphins, so he can definitely...
He trains dolphins.
Okay, I'm not telling this
You're
joke very
so
well.
bad.
I'm going, keep going.
You
So
got one job to do.
he trains dolphins, and so he calls them. He's like, hey, Dad, son, can you come and help me with this situation? And so he said, yeah, sure, I'll be there in a minute. And so they're waiting for this the son to get there, and all of a sudden the son drives up with 5 guys, and then all the 5 guys start beating up the police officer. And he said, "Dad, how many times do I have to tell you? I train seals, not dolphins." And if you don't understand this joke, it's just because there's a type of soldier called Navy SEAL. They're pretty crazy. You can Google.
Super soldiers.
They're super Navy soldiers. And you can Google them. They're really intense.
Hardcore.
Yeah. But anyways, really bad dad joke.
So let's just move on because these jokes are so bad. Those jokes are so bad. So the next one I've noticed is before I've seen it from movies. I don't ever think that will be true, but I just witnessed this happen the other day. which is old people saving their candies in their pocket.
Oh yeah.
Why do they do that? They would just
They'll like take
pull
a
out
cup.
some like mint or something in their pocket.
Not only that, but they'll open it and take a couple of licks
And
then
put it back
in their pocket. They're like, I'll save this for later.
For what later?
For what later? That's so gross.
Yeah, they're saving their candies.
It's so strange.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird things that old people do. So what is something that, old people in Taiwan usually do that is special? Like I said, in USA, they like to drive around and like go on cruises. But what about in Taiwan?
They would just either spend time taking care of their grandchildren or growing some vegetables in their yard.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, those are the two things they consider, especially like growing plants or vegetables in their yards. Considers enjoy the retirement.
So isn't that what like your aunt does? Your dagu?
Yeah, my father's oldest sister. Yeah, she does that. Yeah, this is considered their like retirement life, which is just growing plants, growing vegetables, sharing to neighbors, sharing to your relatives, or just spend time with the grandchildren.
I hear that a lot of older people in Taiwan like to travel a lot too, like to go to Japan a lot,
Yes,
and maybe
another thing.
Thailand.
Not really Thailand, not really Southeast Asia, but definitely Japan. They were just like, for some reason, Japan is like this dreamland for them, because in their generation it's not very easy for them to travel around. And I think the reason is because we used to colonized by Japan, so older generation, they remember the good times when Japan was ruling Taiwan. So they always have like this dream, like fantasy. They wanted to see what is Japan really looks like. So
Sure.
this is like one of the dreams, like they can go to Japan and just see by themselves what is Japan look like. That's like the things they like to do.
That's really interesting. That's really interesting. So reminds me of an interesting story that I was thinking about, and that is a lot of old people in the USA when actually don't even live in the USA anymore. They'll move out of the country and decide to live somewhere else, whether it's because it's cheaper or it's because they just don't want to live in the USA anymore or they're sick of their families. There's a lot of reasons, but the thing that I've found that's really interesting is that we actually have a term for them, and that's called expat. And even though expat technically means for anybody who lives outside of their country and works outside of the country or lives outside of it, we tend to only use this for older people who live outside the country. And this is you'll see this in a lot of countries around the USA. So Mexico is a good example. When I lived in Mexico, I saw lots of expats, or in places like Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico has so many expats that it actually became a place that the United States decided to call a part of their country.
Wow.
And it's actually possible that will become the 51st state of the United States because of how many expats moving there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's really interesting, this phenomenon. And yeah, I think it's just, in between countries, I don't think you would see stuff like that happen too much in Taiwan, right? A lot of old people, they like Taiwan.
They like home.
They like hospitals.
Hey, the cultural background is very different. Like in Taiwan, family is everything, So they usually just stay where they're from, which is Taiwan, and just stay there for their entire life. They just change like their lifestyle, and not many people leave Taiwan though.
Is there a special place in Taiwan where all the old people go, like Hualien or Taidong or something like that, or they just usually stay for where they grow up?
That's true. That's the second one. But a lot of people are joking, that when they work in the like big city like Taipei, Taichung, or something like that, they always joke around like, oh, when they retire, they are going to move to the east side of Taiwan. Yeah, that's just a joke. But usually they would just stay where they are from or where they grew up. Just stay their home.
And why is that a joke? Is it because there's a lot of old people that live on the east side?
no, because East Side is very, very boring.
Oh, I see.
That's why they were like, because they got nothing else to do there, and there are no big companies or corporations there, so they're just like nothing you can do there. It's only suitable for the people who have no job, which is like the people who is already retired.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. You're being very nice to not say old people. I noticed.
Try my best.
You're trying your best. It's great. I don't care. So I'm just going for it.
That's great.
So yeah, well, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about with old people. Is there anything else that you want to mention, Anita?
No, it's pretty much it. I don't want to say any bad things about old people. We love them.
We do.
They're great.
They are absolutely great.
Yay.
And so the whole reason why we brought this episode up was to, twist it up.
Yeah.
Share some love.
Yeah. And one last thing is I think that you have to, look at them from the positive perspective. Like, I know they are always talking about the same thing over and over again. And they always start with the story like, do you know when I was younger? I was like, younger is like 5 years ago? No, it's like 20 or 30 years ago. They will brought up the story they really, really like over and over and over and over again. I think the reason we share is like, sometimes just pretend that you never heard about the story before. Because this is what they need. They need to people paying attention to them. That's why they got those stories they've been told like many times. Why they told the story many times? Because it's like the highlight of their life, So when they're talking about a story, just like, for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to listen to the story I've been heard about 100 times before. But, for them, it's like a wonderful 10 minutes. So just give them those 10 minutes of attention.
Enjoy the glory moments with them.
Yeah.
They will appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for listening to this episode today.
Yeah.
We really hope you enjoyed it. Please definitely let us know if you enjoyed it so that we can create more episodes just like this. And you can always find us on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook. We have a nice Facebook page and Facebook group that we would love for you to come and join us and have a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you again, and we will see you
next time.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Taiwanica. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode.